Hello everybody, you're here with Claro Beauty with your host Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. So today is going to be an episode of Makeup Forever. Now, I'm looking for this little case. I loved it, that's why I ordered it, and it comes with many shades. So we're gonna do sort of a full natural face with it. So if you're interested in this product and some moisturizer and some headbands and things like that, please keep on watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And please ring the bell on the right hand corner. And of course, enjoy the little tail of my cat, Max. Just the tail, that's cute. Right before I started filming, he jumped up. So I'm sorry you missed that part. And also, I am filming today with my window open, so fingers crossed. I don't know if you hear the car, and finger crossed not many other interruptions. So let's begin. So I ordered this Makeup Forever. I don't know if it's still for sale. It was for sale when I bought it because I love convenient chores, something you can just take. Take one thing, travel with it, do everything with it. So that was my hope. Also, it's all creams. And so, look at this baby. You could have some bronzer. These two are blushes. And then there's one highlighter. I think this is highlighter. And then, of course, this 4 is sort of foundation or concealing. And then these 2 sort of corrector. And concealing, you have the peach for the purple under eye. Or you can use this that has a little bit more of that. So you know what I mean. And so I thought it was a very complete kit. And I just wanted to try it. And as you notice, I have swatched them before. And so I tried it once already. So it's not totally first impressions, but it's second time. So I did like the very, very natural casual look it gave me. I did notice it's a little bit more drying, and I use that word lightly, than makeup that I've been accustomed to in the last, months and so. So today I wanted to try a little bit something different to see how it looks. Now, don't get me wrong. When I tried it, it lasted. It looked beautiful. And it worked for a very natural look. So we'll see what we come up with today, right? Okay. But having said that, the first thing I'm going to do, I've talked about the Shiseido Wrinkle Resistant 24 Eye Cream. This is lovely. And if you've been with me, I use this all the time, and the whys and the why nots and this and that. But today definitely will be a useful thing to wear, just because I want to make sure I'm very moisturized, especially in the eye area. And I think if you are in your 30s or maybe early 40s, you might not necessarily do this step, but at my age, I think it's important, especially with this product. So that's one thing I will make sure to use with this. Now, what I have talked about this moisturizer, I know you're not supposed to apply the cream. You're supposed to be light and nice and sort of do this because that serves as a circulation and wake up the eye and things like that. But the reality is, I just want moisture. Sometimes I put it a little bit here where my wrinkles are. And so that's one thing. Oh, what I was going to say, this cream, one, is very moisturizing, but 2, it kind of highlights. I don't know if you notice, it kind of gives me a little bit of shine. I think that's why some people love it, because they feel that really opens up the eye, but I think it's just that illuminating quality. I don't know if it's makeup-y or what else is in the cream, but it really opens up that. All right. So second, they send me this sample of Mist and Fix Makeup Forever spray, makeup setting spray, long lasting and moisturizing. So the idea is, because it's a setting spray and It will make it long last, but it's also moisturizing. So the idea is to set it also before the makeup. So we're gonna do that. And of course I have my skincare on. So let's see. All right. It has a little bit of scent, just like makeup-y, nice. It felt cold, so cooling. We're gonna give it a little bit of, just to kind of dry out. All right. And now we're gonna start. Now, by the way, this came in this box. So just FYI, if you wanted to see the box. And I ordered this directly from them. Well, that's my dog. And there's nothing I can do because the window's open. So we're gonna work with that. So in here, I guess my concealing will be more the lightest, but I am going to put a little bit of this peachy for correction purposes. So I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm just gonna apply it inside. And I'm using my finger instead of the sponge. Don't ask me why. Now, I wish that little pocket had a mirror, but I guess there was no room, right? So I am putting the peach kind of all around, and I tell you, it already made a huge difference that I did have that cream on the cream. All right. And you know I like to do my around my nose with the peach. I know you're supposed to put green for all the redness, but for some reason when I use peach, it works for me. I don't know, comment down below if that works for you too, or is it just me? That it covers the red with that sort of, you see? And it's peachy. So far, this corrector is great for that. All right. Now, we're gonna apply, so this is sort of, you know, the Westman Atelier technique where you just kind of spot and do. So I'm just gonna use the lightest of the shades. This one. And just apply it here and there. Let's see. Especially in the center of my face, which I always try to put the lightest because you want the light to come in the center, and then you spread it outwards. But look how beautiful and simple. And it is creamy. So it blends and applies very easy. I actually finding it easier with the finger than with the sponge. And I do have the sponge here ready, and it is wet. But you see what's happening? The minute, because the sponge is wet, it started dissolving, lighting it up even further. So I think I prefer it. Let me dry my hand. Just with the finger. You see that? Yeah, it's doing that because of the wetness of the sponge, that it got all wet. So now my skin is all wet. I don't know if I would like that. I liked it just as I was doing it beforehand. But look how pretty, right? All right. Now, the good thing, because right now I'm using the lightest, right? But if you want a little bit more peach, if you want a little bit of more tint, I mean, I'm using this one. But if you want a little more peach or a little more tone if you're more into the medium skin, and then you can kind of mix all three or all four, right? And then more of the bronzing down here. So you see how this is very light, so I might apply a little bit more color to go out if I wanted to. I don't yet, because we're still going to bronze out a little bit, and but I am, if you notice, kind of applying here in the center of my face with the lightest color. I don't know why I feel like different today than other days as I'm talking to you. I'm like, I want to connect with you. How are you? But I feel in my own little world. Maybe because I'm all nervous with the window open, or I have somebody working outside, and I feel self-conscious about it, so my attention is kind of all over, you know, that multitasking sort of thing. All right. And so I don't know if I want to put darker anywhere, but I'm going to try the next color, not the pinky peachy. I guess I'll swatch them in a little bit for you. This is darker. And just to see if it covers the red a little bit more, perhaps here to make a little shade. So again, if you just want something real quick and to be out the door, of course here I'm playing and I'm covering and I'm doing all this, but you can really do it like in 2 minutes, especially when you already know the product and your face. So the next thing, I'm going to take the lightest of the bronzers just to apply a little bit shading here. This is a little bit more orange because it seems to be sort of just being used for foundation for a medium color skin, but I use it like that, just if you wanted to bring some color. Look how beautiful, without necessary going bronzing. You see that? And then we can really just go with the blush, and that's it. Let's do that first, and then I don't know why I didn't bring some tissues, but let's do that first, and then we contour a little bit if we need to. So I'm going to swatch both blushes. That's the two colors. And then I'm going to put the highlight. So this is the highlight, and then the two blushes. That is that column. So they're both very beautiful. So I'm going to put a little bit of this one first. And that noise is what I was afraid of. So let me close the window and I will be right back. I think it's much better. So where were we? So I was applying the lightest color, and look how beautiful it looks. So I applied this one. Now I'm going to apply this other one on the other hand. On the other cheek first. Just in the front, because it is a little darker without being super dark. So they're both really wearable for my skin tone. You see this? That's the darkest, and that's the lightest. Darkest, lightest. This is sort of a melon. This is more peachy. So this is sort of a melon, which I will apply in the other side too. And this is more peachy. I mean, if you can't really see, I'll apply more here in the front. So you really see the difference in the colors. So that's the strongest. So this one has, I said peachy, but it seems this one looks a little more yeah, peachy. And then this looks a little more watermelon. This one looks a little more pink. So this one, you see, even there, this one has more pink. And then this one has more watermelon. However, you know, here, this one is the one I'm calling a little more watermelon. This is a little more pinky. But in the swatch, this looks very peachy. But you see what I mean? Now, to tell you the truth, I'm applying a lot of color right now, that just so you can see it. Let's equalize these things. So I want to put this all the way up and mix them. I'm putting the lightest color and then a little bit of the strongest color over here, just so they can kind of be the same. But what I wanted you to see is there is a slight difference on both, but they both work. It's not like you can be scared of one versus the other. And I'm using so little. And still, look how beautiful. I'm gonna play a little bit up here. Now, let's play a little bit with the darker colors. I'm just curious because I apply here the lightest, you remember that, right? Which could be used as a kind of foundation, but I use it sort of bronzing. But now I'm gonna go to the next color up and I'll swatch them in a little bit for you. See? Now that's dark. So let's apply it a little bit up here first as a eyeshadow. Right? I like it as an eyeshadow. And then we can take the darkest color. You see, this is a light. The one I have used. Those are the one I use as a bronzer, which is more kind of a foundation, and then the two bronzing. So I use this as my shade, a little more orange. But you can use the darkest as with the brush as this one, also as a liner. I'm just gonna apply it in the outside of my shade of my eye. You see that? Oh yeah, very, very nice. And again, you can take a brush. We'll do that in a second. So I don't say you could, but I'm not. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I apologize. It's almost like I'm here, but I'm not here. But I was dying to share this with you, so I am here. All right. So I'm taking this Natasha Denona, that if you haven't got the Natasha Denona brushes, the set, and sometimes she carries good sales, I always say go ahead and do them. They really help you. I mean, of course I have the nice brushes and all, but when you want to do something very specific, I think these brushes have all the sizes required for, you know, applying the, not like all over, this and that. She has those too, but this very tiny detail, you apply where you want it. If you don't know where to begin or which ones to buy or whatever, the Natasha Denona set, I think, is perfect. I pull them out all the time when I want something very specific, like right now. But look how beautiful. Oh my God, I'm loving this little case more and more. from last time to now. And I have a feeling that will be just growing on me because so easy to use. You see that? Now, you could use, let's apply a little bit of the medium. You know, if you really wanted to kind of bronze out a little bit more. Right? Yeah, if you wanted to contour and tan a little. So you have all the colors. If you want to play and see what happens, and then I'm going to take the wet sponge just to kind of, I guess you could also put powder on top if you really wanted to. I don't want to. Let me just I'm going to put a little bit on my lips. Right? Love it. All right, so I'm gonna put mascara and I'm gonna swatch them for you and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I put mascara on, a little bit of liner, just to enhance it a little bit, and that's it. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of the highlighter, which is this one, and I'll show you all the swatches because I have them already on my arm. And I'm just gonna apply this a little bit here. This is with, this is without. Yeah, it doesn't show that much, but that's okay because it does highlight, and that is kind of what we want. You see that? Oh yeah, you saw in this side a little more. And you can also use it if I didn't want to put a lot of color in my eyes. You see that? Without. So I'm just putting it kind of in the middle and to the, but you see how beautiful. You can put a little bit on your nose, you know, a little bit of highlight just to bring out everything together. And I will apply a little bit of gloss. This is Westman Atelier Naturale, just something shiny, right? Maybe had a little more color than I thought, but you can't go wrong. I mean, you just can't go wrong. I'm loving this palette. All right, so let me show you some of the, so I had shown you this, the highlighter, the two blushes. This is the other side of the palette. This is kind of a foundation, a deeper, and then the two bronzing. If you remember earlier when I show you my two fingers, I think you could see better the difference. One is a little more brown red and the other one is a little more orangey, this one without being orange. So this is what I just showed you, the two blushes, the highlighter, the two contour bronzing, and then the deeper tone. And then on this side, which is the two correctors, peachy yellow, and then the four tones. This could be kind of a concealer. So there you have it. This is the yellow tone. This is the peachy tone. These two more or less the highlight, the concealer, or you know, your lightest shade. You see this is a little more peachy, rosy, and this is a little more neutral. And then of course the lightest foundations. So what I use as a concealer in the center of my face is this. I apply a little bit of this just to kind of mix it around. A little bit of yellow if you want this neutral tone to just make it a little yellow like my skin. This is what I use as a corrector under my eyes. I know it looks very strong and like a blush, but that's what I use underneath because this is the blushes. Yeah, you can see the difference, right? And so, yeah, I don't know. The concealer and the foundation might be a little bit softer, creamer, but I don't know if it's just because of the heat or how I warm it up, or it's actually the texture a little lighter. It did feel a little thinner, but I'm not very sure if it's just me. The idea is, look at this. And I guess to finalize will be to use the sprayer again. What did I do with the sprayer? If I can find it. Oh, yeah, here it is. And so we're going to spray again to set it all up. All right. So this is the final look. I love this palette. I think you can travel with it and that's all you take. I will suggest the mist because I do feel a difference when I applied it beforehand and then everything else. When the other time I didn't have my proper skincare and I didn't spray beforehand and I felt it dried a little bit. But now that I put the actual kind of cream, look, I think my skin looks radiant. I mean, like it did something to it. I don't think it looks dry at all. And it did last, and it gave me light, right? I mean, I'm still wet from the sprayer because it does spray quite a bit. It's not like mist. It felt more like drops of water. Perhaps it's the sprayer since it's a sample. But even so, it didn't stain. It didn't left drops, right? So I'm letting it dry. But it feels moist. It feels comfortable in my skin. And that's about it. My dog is barking now. So this is the final look. Oh, I was going to show you I have all these headbands. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. But there you go. Such a great deal. I got like 12 or 8 for like $16. I'll put the link below, but all of the designs are like so neutral and they go with everything and with every hair color. So, and they do have the thing that hangs back, so I love it. My dog is here. He wants to go outside. He always wants to go outside when I'm filming, right? All right, guys. Seems a little chaotic today, but that's my life. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell in the right-hand corner, and please comment down below. Did you like this palette? Did you was I able to showcase the colors? I guess in the swatches you kind of get the best idea. And but beautiful. All right. Thank you very much for watching.